Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to use my API for a social media type website. So in order to get to this code in this repo to use it, we're going to go ahead and go to my repositories here. You can just go to my GitHub. It's it's a github.com/ajcuddyback, and you're just going to navigate to here to the social network API. When we click in here, we're going to want to download all of this code. There's some instructions down here if you want to follow these as well after the video. So you can just go ahead and click the green button to download the code. And I recommend using HTTPS to download it and click this copy button. Then you're going to go ahead and go into a folder. So here I'm going just to go into this examples folder and git bash here. And then we're going to go ahead and download our code that we just copied. So in order to do that, we're going to type in git clone and then paste in that URL we just copied. It's going to clone into the repository, and we're now going to change our directory to the social network API. And as long as you see this little main branch here, then you should be good. So in order to download I have a few dependencies for this project. In order for it to work, including Mongoose and a few other things, we're going to need to install them. So go ahead and type in npm install. This is going to install all of our dependencies. As you see, as long as you have no vulnerabilities and everything looks good, you should have about 2 packages. You should be set to go. Then you can go straight ahead and run npm start. As you see, it'll tell you that it's on localhost 3001. You should see this is creating the database, and you're all set to go. We can go ahead and open Insomnia Core, is what I'm using for the moment. And as you see, I have some routes already set up here, and you can go ahead and create these if you want to test them as well. So I also have these URLs posted in the README if you'd like to look at that for future reference. But as you see, we have nothing in our database. Whoops, we really don't have anything in our database. Let's see here. Let's see, give me one moment. All right, now I'm back. That was a bit weird. I didn't even do anything to it. I just clicked send a bunch of times and it's now finally working. All right, so if that happens to you, just give it a second or two and wait for it. It took me about 10 seconds till it was finally ready to get done and wasn't doing this weird cancel thing. But as you see, we have no users in our database. We also have no thoughts. If we were to get all thoughts, as you see, we have nothing. Our database is cleared at the moment. So let's go ahead and populate some stuff. We're going to make a couple users. We're going to make James01 at james01@gmail.com as well. We're going to go ahead and click send. As you see, we'll get some data back. Currently, he has no thoughts, no friends, and then you'll get an ID back. This is actually very important. You're going to be using this ID quite a bit. So let's go ahead and make 3 users. So we're going to do James01 to James02. We're also going to make a James03. James03. Click send. And if we were to get all users, as you see, we have 3 users. We can also get a user by an ID. Say that you wanted on your front end to be able to get a specific user's profile. Well, you can do that by copying this ID, going to the user ID, and in this route, this will get you only 1 user. So if we were to send, as you see, we have all of his thoughts, his friends. Once we add them, it'll even have a friend count as well. So you're able to see this. We can also update our users. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's say we're going to need the ID for this, by the way. So we have this ID, remember, that we copied off of James02. So let's go ahead and update James02. Let's put in his ID here. And let's make him James020. And same thing for his email. Let's say he changed his email. Go ahead and click send. You'll see here, no error. We click get all users again. And as you see, he's now James020. Now let's say that James wants a friend. He's a little bit lonely here. So let's see if we can get him a friend. So for the first ID. You're going to want to put in, well, James020 is the one who's wanting the friend, so he's trying to get a friend. So we're going to go ahead and paste his ID here, and then he's going to be friends with James01. So let's go ahead and get James01's ID, which is right here. Go ahead and copy that. Go back to add friend, paste in James01's ID, click send, and as you see, we now have a friend count of 1. If we were to go ahead and let's go ahead and just get James's ID so we don't have all that cluttered data in all of the users. Paste that in there, click send, and as you see, he now has a friend. If you were to click get all, now you can see his friends, you can see his friend's thoughts, his friend's ID, the friend's name, email, all of that information. And as you can see, he now has a count of 1. If we were to add another one, you'll see the count of going by 3. So let's make him a friend of James03. Add friend, Control V. Now he has 2 friends. So if we were to get all users again, now you can see he's got, in the friends array, he has 2 friends, James03 and James01, and as you see, his friend count goes up to 2. Let's go ahead and now delete a friend. Let's say he doesn't want to be friends with James03 no more, right? So let's go ahead and copy James03's ID, and we're going to go ahead and delete a friend. It's going to be set up just like adding a friend. So you're going to put the friend's ID here, and then James020's friend or ID up there. So let's go ahead and get James020's. This is probably just in, yep, right here. So let's copy that. Go to here, put that in right next to the users. Click send. And now if we were to get all users again, as you see, he's now down 1 friend. And as you see, the friend count is it's now 1 instead of 2. So James03 is no longer the friend of James01. Now we want James020 to create some nice thoughts. So as you see, we have no thoughts in here. We're going to go ahead and now create one. So you're going to want to put the username here. So we have James020, and this is going to be his first thought. Let's click send. As you see, we know that we got the right person because he has 1 friend, and now he has a thought. So if we were to get all users again, whoops, we accidentally created 2 thoughts. All right, now you can see he has 2 thoughts, which is both his first thought. As you see, we have it created as well, so you can keep track of the time. It's March 1st, 2021, which it is March 1st, 2021 at 11:42 a.m. So we've successfully created a thought for him. Let's go ahead and update a thought. Let's say he accidentally messed up, which he kind of did. He accidentally posted 2 of them. So let's go ahead and get that thoughts ID. We can actually do the get all thoughts. Why not? So now we have James020's first thought, which is technically his second thought. So let's change that to his second thought. We'll grab that thoughts ID, go into the update thought, post it into this URL, and say this is his second thought. Remember, we need the correct username. It needs to be James020. As you see now, it's going to say his second thought at 11:42 a.m. If we were to get all users again, as you see, now it's second thought instead of first thought. We just corrected his mistake. And we can also delete thoughts. So let's say we wanted to delete that first thought. He don't like that thought no more, and he don't want people to see it. So let's go ahead and copy that thoughts ID for the first thought and delete a thought. Control V, click send. As you see, now there's only 1 thought. So if we were to get all users again, he only has his second thought here, no more his first. Now, James01 really likes this post. He wants to create a reaction. So let's go ahead and add the reaction for James01 based off of this post. So in order to add a reaction, you're going to need one ID, which is here, which is going to be that thought that you're reacting to. So let's go ahead and get that thought, which is, let's see here. This is the second thought. We're going to go ahead and copy this ID. As you see, yep, just making sure that's the correct one. Let's go ahead and add a reaction to that thought. And we're going to be using James01, and he's going to be OMG. This is a great reaction, right? Go ahead and click send. It's done on March 1st, 2021 at 11:40. Oh wait, no, that was this one. Okay, as you see, we have created that for the reactions at 11:45 a.m., which is true. We can go ahead and get all users now. And as you see, James01, which should be, let's see where he is. Friends. Ah, here we go. So, okay. So we see here now in James02's thoughts that there's a reaction posted by James01, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. But now James01 don't want to, he wants to get the reaction. He saw that it was actually an ugly post and just wanted to get rid of it. So let's go ahead and grab this reaction ID and let's delete that reaction. We also need the thoughts, remember? So let's go ahead and grab the thought ID and paste it in there, click send. And as you see, there's no reactions anymore. So if we were to get all users again, the reaction has been deleted successfully. All right, and lastly, I did do the bonus for the project that I had done here. If you were to delete a user, which I'm going to show you now, all the thoughts will be deleted as well. So as you see, we have a thought for James020. So let's get into James020's ID. Let's find that. James020 ID, here it is. Let's go ahead and delete him. Now, just to make sure that we have all our thoughts, as you see, we have thoughts. If we delete a user, click send, all his thoughts will also be deleted. So if we were to get all thoughts, there are now no thoughts anymore. And also James020 is now deleted. So both the thoughts related to the user will be deleted and along with the user. And that'll do it for this entire API. If you have any questions about this API, any further about this video, there are links to my email in my README if you want to check that out. My email is also ajcuddyback@gmail.com. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.